Good morning. How are you doing today? Welcome to twitch.tv/ice cream. My name is Grim Day. Hey, how you doing? I'll read Bib.
Hola.
Hola, hola, hola. Welcome to
Hola.
my Friday. It's not, I've still got a busy week left. I'm not like ditching
Very
work and
busy week.
stuff. Yeah, very busy week. I'm actually going to an IRL event, but this is my last scoop of the week. So tomorrow, Friday, you've got a one-man show. Well, that is unless Bibby loops someone in the last minutes or so, but you'll be getting the dollops. This is the last scoop of the week. So do welcome in. We are live on twitch.tv/ice cream uploads, where we go live each and every single weekday at 10 a.m. Ish. We've not been too bad this week. It's 11:22. I'm still going to take that. We've been live for 10 minutes, so just after 11 going live, I'll take that. Yeah.
Easy.
I mean, that's kind of reinforcing. I mean, if we went live at 10 a.m. on the dot, we'd have a defunct Ishimo, which would be pointless. So we're making sure that people get use out of it. Your subscribers get access to those emotes. So we want to make sure you've got a reason to use it. So ish. Nice. But yeah, if you don't know what this is, what the Scoop is, I've mentioned it a couple of times already. The Scoop is the UK's #1 video game podcast, even if we do say so ourselves. We go live on Twitch, as mentioned, at 10 a.m.-ish, each and every single weekday on twitch.tv/ice cream uploads, bringing you the biggest, the best, and the breaking stories from the world of video games. But not just that, we bring you thoughts and impressions with those stories. You get our thoughts and impressions, but we want your thoughts and impressions. And then just to say thoughts and impressions a few more times, we also want your thoughts and impressions on our thoughts and impressions, and it's kind of important that you do that because this live stream gets turned into a podcast, a video that goes on YouTube, and an audio podcast that goes on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, and Google Play. So there's lots of places where people can watch and listen on demand, but not use their voice right here in the stream, and that's what you get to do on their behalf.
Yeah.
So if you are in the stream, do get involved in the chat. Speaking of getting involved in the chat, Mr. Kevin Ashburner is here nice and early once again. Hey, we see you. Hi. As is Gaga. He says, good morning. I'll read. Enik says, you look like a nice couple of young boys this morning. I know what you mean by saying that. I know what you mean. You are clearly referencing the fact, and this is related to Manchester, by the way. You are clearly referencing the fact that I went to a hairdresser's in Manchester and got my hair cut this morning. That's what you mean. It makes me look young. That's what he means. Clearly, yeah, I thought so. So he's saying you look brightly and sprightly and fresh too as well, Bib. So, I mean, that's probably as a result of your, it's a football-related comment, innit? He means the fact that you went to football last night has made you look brightly.
Yeah.
That's what he means.
Yeah. I think so, yeah.
Yeah, and absolutely nothing to do with United getting shit on in the Champions League. Yeah, fuck's sake. Do you know what? Well, let's talk about it quickly. It was a frustrating game. Ronaldo scored, yeah, but then the commentators made it sound like United were like inept. It was like, oh, that's it. United are under a lot of pressure in this game. It's like they are a man down. What do you expect? If we'd have closed that game out, obviously one freak bit of individual daftness. If we'd have closed that game out, I'd have been. Do you know what? We know where we should be leaving. The Wankdorf Stadium, or whatever it's called. The stadium has got Wankdorf on the seats. There's no way we should be leaving there with a point. But when you're a man down for over an hour, then, do you know what? Fuck it, we'll take it. But they were like making it sound like we were just not even trying. And then I saw a tweet saying, do you know what? I must be asleep, or having some sort of nightmare, because I swear I've just seen one of the greatest strikers in the world taken off for Jesse Lingard to come on in his place and then set up the goal that makes us lose the game. I must be sleeping. But poor Jesse Lingard, he's worked hard to build himself up at West Ham through the summer and then starting the season with us on a high as well. And with England, and then goes and does that. Poor guy. But do you know what? We've got 5 more games. If we still can't get through with the 5 games that we've got, Atalanta are a decent team, but we should be beating them.
Very, very team, Atalanta. They give us a couple of problems. I think we played them in the last 2 years in the Champions League, either group stages or in like the quarterfinal. They are a very good team, very well organised.
Yeah, they've kind of they've dropped off a little bit since you last played them. So that's why I was saying we should be beating them. Difficult team, but we should be beating them. But young boys, we should be beating them, especially at home. And then Villarreal, obviously, sticky patch. But we should still be going through. So I'm not bothered. It's all right.
Yeah. It's a difficult group you've got, though, isn't it? It's a very difficult group. Young boys should be a 6-pointer. realistically, if you wanted to progress at the top of the table, it has to be 6 points.
No, it
Villarreal
doesn't. I'd say
typically
3 points is what you want from the young boys fixtures. Easy.
Villarreal, classically good team. I don't know what they've been saying for the last 18 months. And Atalanta, obviously from City playing them so often in the last couple of years, very good team as well. So it's a difficult group. That it is a difficult group. It's not the group of death, but it's still overall. If you take everyone out
I think
individually,
you
it's
can
still a
say
difficult
that for
group.
like most Champions League groups though. Young Boys is the team that you should be turning over, but you usually get one of those in a group. Some groups, the groups that are there is usually the ones that just don't have the whipping boy. But like Atalanta
Yeah.
and Villarreal, you should be beating, but they could beat you on their day. So,
Yeah.
I'm not too fussed. We've lost the game. There's still 5 left. If we win 4 and draw
Yeah.
1, then fucking happy day. I mean, at 4 games in last season, we looked incredible, and then we fucked it up. So yeah, a lot can happen.
Old Trafford needs to be a fortress, I think.
Goddamn right. Although we're usually good away from home, which we were yesterday. Fuck no. Next Gen Base says, "What up, boys?" Gary Clark says, "Lads, I'll rate." Enzo says, "It's delayed." What's delayed? What? Are we talking about Battlefield?
I imagine it's a lead story.
Okay.
Let me just double check, see if anything else has broke since we've gone live.
Is it actually delayed? Okay, it could be. Okay, well, I'll go through the comments and give you a rundown of what the news is today. Enix says Ollie got saved by Villarreal drawing as well. I mean, there's still plenty of potential for those to drop points going forward. So I wouldn't say saved, but yeah, it helps. It helps. And Next Gen Base says wanked off. Young boys. Was Prince Andrew playing? Gary says, what's the Champions League? Yeah, that's what we were saying towards the end of last season as well. It's all about Thursday night, mate. So yeah, the lead story, if you haven't seen it already, is that Battlefield 2042, the game that we've seen a lot of, the game that has Portal, the game that has all of the good sights and sounds that you'd expect from a Battlefield game, with all of the madness of an over-the-top first-person shooter, with all of the strategy of a Battlefield game, everything that you wanted it to be, is out next month. Ish. It's a month and a week away from release. But according to an article that we have from The Gamer this morning, Battlefield could be being delayed, and a lengthy delay, into 2022. Has there been any more news on that since, Bib?
No, I can't see anything on the Tintranet, but I'm just going to go onto their Twitter profile now, just see if anything's been released on there that no one's been able to type up just yet. I can't see anything. Gaming Intel have also reported on it now as well, but nothing from the horse's mouth, as it were.
Interesting. Okay, so that is the story that we will lead with. We'll give you all the information. This is breaking. Literally, it went live 30 minutes before we started the show. So either it's still in the clutches of being rumor that doesn't turn into anything, or the gamer just got there ahead of everyone else. We will give you the update as our first story of the day. Then, sticking with FPS, we jump from Battlefield to Call of Duty, not to talk about Call of Duty 2021, which I keep forgetting the name of it, Vanguard. So we don't even have Call of Duty Vanguard, the 2021 game, but we already now are starting to get details about Call of Duty 2022, which is meant to be a Modern Warfare sequel. Exciting for me anyway, at least. Yeah. Then after that, a game that adds a level of excitement that's not just for me, but also for Bib. Back for Blood. You may have seen me and Bib, Enix in the chat. Who else jumped in? Show jumped in at some point too. Ads jumped in. So we played with a bunch of the viewers, for some of you guys in the chat when we played this game. We had a couple of streams on it. Bibby did a stream as well on his own. So the Back for Blood beta we played a few weeks back. We now have details on the campaign. A trailer was released on that yesterday, so we'll go through that. And then we will round things out with the fact that Nintendo Switch finally adds Bluetooth audio support 12 years later. But big news if wires bug you and you're a Switch owner. And then finally, Windows 10 Xbox app gets Game Pass cloud streaming today. So that's the news rundown. Jumping into the first bit. Battlefield then, Bib. I'm not going to ask if you're excited for it, because I know you are. We all are, understandably.
We all are.
Would a delay into 2022 put you off? Would that mean that you're more likely to play it and spend time with it, with the fact that it's not in the same sort of release window as Halo and Call of Duty and things like that? What are your initial thoughts?
I'm a little bit gutted, and some might say it might be a little bit dicey, no pun intended,
Hey!
depending on when it actually gets released next year, because January to April next year is wall-to-wall bangers. We went through this on Friday's show, exactly what's going to be coming out. So any point within that, I mean, Battlefield can hold itself in all of those, against all of those games, but it's a big old release window. So let's hope that it's not true.
Touche. Do you know what? We'll jump into the article. Actually, I'm going to put the article on screen and I'm going to mute the mic a minute because I need to shout downstairs. BRB.
I need to shout downstairs. That's very vague. So I'm just going to keep on waffling.
Yeah, you keep waffling. Okay. I'll take the article off screen for just a second. We'll go through that in just a second. I need to go AFK.
Would you like me to read it?
Do you know, if you can do it, yeah, I'll bring the article up on screen. I mean, I will need to read through it as well because I haven't read through it. So, yeah, you start. You start. You go.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Yeah, so it's up on the screen. This is obviously going to be slightly delayed considering Graham's not there and I'm reading it from mine, so hopefully everything goes according to plan. But anyway, according to The Gamer, written by Josh COULSON, Battlefield 2042 is going to be delayed until 2022, according to insiders, of course. While nothing has been confirmed by EA or DICE just yet, industry insiders are claiming that Battlefield's 2042's release date could be delayed, possibly into 2022. As we quickly approach the final 3 months of 2021, the video game release slate is starting to get incredibly busy. Between Pokemon remakes, even more Marvel, Halo Infinite, and so much more, it's going to be a very busy time regardless of the games that you play. However, recent comments from an industry insider having hinted at one major launch may miss the 2021's holiday window entirely. Battlefield 2042, which currently has a release date of October 22, is reportedly going to be slapped with a delay. Talk of a delay this late in the game for our first Battlefield in 3 years began on Tuesday night when Jeff Grubb tweeted more delays are coming this week. Grubb then followed by saying that he's referring to one delay in particular. YouTube Dealer Gaming followed up that by tweeting, "I've heard Battlefield 2042 could well be delayed into next year." Xbox era's Nick Baker replied to that tweet confirming that he had heard the same thing. However, Baker has followed up by clarifying some that he has heard while Battlefield will be getting delayed, he doesn't know whether or not its launch will be pushed all the way back into 2022. A delay of 3 months or perhaps even more, a little more than a month out from Battlefield's release would be very surprising, especially since the game has already undergone its first technical test and supposed to be holding a beta later this month. It seems unlikely that the beta will go ahead, and reports of a delay to the full game's launch turn out to be true. Battlefield fans are getting pretty hungry for a new installment following what's been the longest gap between games in the series' history. Plenty has been revealed about Battlefield 2042 already, such as DICE opting to skip including a campaign entirely and not folding under increasing pressure on pretty much all of its developers to add a battle royale mode. It may be a while before you get to try the modes that have been included, though. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I don't think Graham's there. I can't actually see his camera, but overall, it looks increasingly likely that Battlefield 2042 may be delayed potentially until 2022, which is a long, long old time. Obviously, this is meant to be coming out on the 22nd of next month. That's just over a month away. So you're looking at about 5 weeks. The fact that this could potentially be delayed for 4 months to go into next year is a big old delay. I mean, this is delay season at this moment in time. We are going to be getting games delayed left, right, and center. The holiday season is right around the corner, and this is where you will be getting your consoles being bundled with every game that's possibly imagined, especially the AAA ones. So consoles will be flying off the shelves. At the same time, these games may end up getting pushed back, which is going to be increasingly difficult for the marketing teams to try and get these games in your hands as soon as possible for the holiday season. Is if it gets delayed until next year, I'm fairly certain Battlefield will absolutely be able to hold its own against whatever games is going to come out. Like Jordan said in the chat, this will be hugely beneficial for Halo because it will have potentially a clearer path at becoming the esports multiplayer game that it once was. they only have to compete with Call of Duty then. And I say only compete with Call of Duty with a smile on my face, because that is one hell of a battle that I would love to be able to see. And it's something that Halo hasn't been able to like, even put a dent in the last, I don't know, we'll call it 6-7 years. So, yeah, it's... I don't think this is good news for Battlefield, and I don't think this is good news for EA if this is the case, but they will not be delaying it if they didn't think that this was worthy of a delay. They will be absolutely sending this out and then patching it as it goes along. There must be something significantly wrong for them to be able to potentially delay it for 4 months.
So, for someone that may be an absolute noob and just leaves the desk whilst Bibby reads the article,
Yeah.
I quickly scanned over it. Let me confirm if I've got this right. So, Battlefield due to release October 22nd. There was initial rumors last week when Jeff Grubb started tweeting that delays are coming, and it looks like Battlefield could be being delayed for 3 months potentially or more. Is that was that the gist of it?
Nailed on. So this apparently was this is all stemmed from Jeff Grubb tweeting this out and obviously putting it in Discord as well, and then other people around the video games industry have confirmed that they have heard the same thing as well. All of this is all speculation and rumor at this point. Again, this news only broke, it says on the article, 1 hour ago. I finished pulling the news together at about 10 to 10 this morning, so I completely missed this until you brought it to my attention. So that's how new and fresh off the press this is. Everything that's happened obviously over the last couple of days hasn't really reached the news. It's just hearsay at this point. But now we're starting to see outlets like The Gamer reporting on this. This adds a little bit of weight to it, in my opinion. As soon as the reputable sites that I consider to be reputable start to talk on it, I start to feel, okay, this might actually be true. So this is fresh off the press. We have heard nothing official at this moment in time. This is all according to insiders who we deem to be influencers in the video game world. Nothing's official. We don't know anything yet. And again, I think if this is the case where it is going to be delayed, it's going to be a significant delay. I don't think they'll push it back a couple of months. I think this may end up being the 3 or 4 months, but they won't do that without a good enough reason. There is no way that after so long, they will not just push this back for no particular reason.
Yeah, I mean, the things that I would then initially start to question, I'm doing this as like a consumer representative as opposed to just me, because for my stance is usually that I can wait, but I'm not. Gaming is more than just a seasonal hobby for me. Some people were like, oh well, Christmas is when I get all my games. So missing the Christmas window is quite a big thing for some people. Oh, well, fuck it. I'll have to get it next year, then I'll pick it up towards the end of next year. Whereas for me, is if it's out, I'll get it. I'll play it. I'll try it when it comes out, or not, as is usually the case. I'll get it. I'll download it, and then we'll leave it. Yeah, the fact that this has not only had what is essentially a year off. Did the article mention something about this has been the biggest break in Battlefield history since the last game or something like that?
Yeah, and obviously they haven't got a camper. Was this, when did they bring out Battlefield 6? I want to say it's like 3 years ago.
5.
Is it 5?
Yeah, Battlefield 5. There is no Battlefield 6, is there?
Oh, it might be Battlefield 1. I can't remember.
Battlefield 1
I can't remember the last one.
Came before it, and then it went to Battlefield 5.
Okay, sorry. When you said 5, I thought you meant 5 years. I was like, no way. There is no way it's been 5 years since we've had the last Battlefield. But yeah, Battlefield 5 was the last one, but I want to say it was 3 years ago. So yeah, this is a long old break. And don't forget, it mentions it in the article as well, that there's going to be no single player campaign on this. They have solely been working on the multiplayer aspect of this game, which in itself is a gigantic task, because let's be honest, the single player campaigns in video and first person shooters, unless it's Titanfall, and I know you're saying that has probably just triggered Ben, but unless it's Titanfall and maybe a couple of the Call of Duty ones, it's very difficult to be able to try and make a very good single player campaign for a first person shooter of the caliber of Call of Duty and Battlefield. Like, they've cut that out to try and speed up the process rather than having to concentrate development on 2 separate things. Like, multiplayer is what you play Battlefield for, and that kills me to say, because usually Battlefield campaigns are really, really good as well. But ultimately, I fucking adore Battlefield multiplayer, and I would like them to spend as much time as they possibly can with the multiplayer aspects of the game. So them delaying it, I want to say it's a giant red flag. There must be something completely wrong with the game to potentially delay it for 4 months. It must be.
Yeah, that was kind of what I was asking before. Actually, let me just stop for just a couple of things. First things first, shout out to... Oh, it's gone. It's gone. I did hear that Gary... It's not in the feed, but I can see it in the chat. Gary extending that tier 1 subscription through October. I appreciate you. Thank you very much, Mr. Clark. Exclamation mark Garlic Clark in the chat for anyone that has the ability to type that just now. Thank you very much. Please, 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 please. Nice, nice. As for typing in the chat, you may have just seen it. I don't know why. That should have been removed. I don't know if I can actually use it. Not
I just used it.
This. So let me try it. Boom. There we go. If we can just get one final spam of the Mr. Benoit Not Like This Gamescom PlayStation Showcase special spam in the chat. Everyone just used that a couple of times because I did mention that it was supposed to be for one night only, and it's still there now. So if we'll just have one big spam, then it'll be purged. just like
I think that's probably my favorite emote of all time, to be honest.
The cool thing about Twitch's emotes bar as well now is that it doesn't just go into the ether. Once you've used it, it stays there on the side. I can show you guys now. So
you just hide it.
Kind of. So anyone that can see, so this is what the emotes section of Twitch looks like now. So you get follower emotes, which we've got beta access because we're partners, subscriber emotes, tier 1, 2, and 3, and then bits tiers, which we've not set up, which we might do eventually, and cheer emotes, which we might set up eventually. We don't want to push people towards dropping bits on our channels, but we may do that eventually at some point. So that's why we've not kind of put them in place. But on the right hand side is all of the emotes that you've had. So all this down here. So if we like take Ben off, so you've all used it and gone. Removed from slot. Ben has gone, but he's still there. So whenever we want to bring him back, we've got him there. Got him. So yeah, that's how that works. So Twitch has been doing some stuff on the back end. That's what she said. So yeah, nice. But yeah, once again, Gary, thank you very much for that. But back into the article, Battlefield has potentially been delayed. My question is, if the game's been away for so long and the game is just about to launch in a key launch window pre-Christmas, the game has a shitload of excitement for it. The game being delayed, does that mean that this is where Halo was 8 months ago? Is it just not good enough? Is it broken to be moved so far? And if it is, could we be expecting, I mean, not Cyberpunk because that was something unique, but should we be expecting it not to be as good as we expect it? Or is it just a case of it's almost there, but they want it to be chef's kiss, and that's why they're putting it back? Because I mean, it could be either way, but what's your initial instinct? Obviously, nobody knows, but what's your instinct? What are your thoughts?
Yeah. Because this, according to the article, has recently just gone through like a beta test, and that's what makes me think that there's so much that could potentially go wrong with it, and it's not been done correctly, or they just haven't had enough time to be able to make it work as well as they want to. If this wasn't fundamentally broken, I have absolutely no problems. They would just release this and patch it as it goes along. I think just to be able to get it out, get it in people's hands, it may end up reviewing not as well as they would like. But unless something was fundamentally wrong with this game, I think they would genuinely just put it out and then they'll just patch it as and when they can. They're probably a daily update. But this is a big red flag. If this is the case, again, this is all just purely speculation based off of a couple of very well connected journalists within the video game world. So yeah, unless something's wrong with it, I don't see them delaying it. So something's come up in these beta tests, whether or not it's in-house, closed beta test, or it's been open to the public and we've completely missed it. I don't think it has, but I reckon it may be the pre-order stuff and you'll be able to play it first or whatever. Something's been brought up in them play tests for them to go, shit. And this is going to force their hand, because if they fix that, it's going to break something else. When they fix that, it's going to break 3 other things. Do you know what I mean? So it's like a chain reaction of them being able to do it and go, actually, we need more time. If they're delaying it for 4 months, that's a big old time to be able to delay a game. That is essentially a quarter, an earnings quarter of a video game's life cycle, which is usually, especially the first quarter, is very, very, very dangerous.
It's even more than that. It's a third. If it's 4 months, it's like a full third of the year. So,
so do you know what I mean? Like, I think they are definitely protecting themselves if they're going to delay it that much. So, yeah, I will always back them. I will always back any video game company that decides to delay their game for the dreaded words polish, because the word polish isn't just to tighten up the assets. It could be gameplay bugs. It can be trying to fix as much as they can. The controller, the buttons may have some kind of delay. Yeah, fucking Pat Butcher over here. The buttons may have some sort of delay within the game as well, and being able to pick up a gun, it doesn't work, or your magazine will just drop out of the gun or whatever. Like, there's loads of stuff that could potentially be happening with this. But if they go on to delay this for as long as they potentially have, I will always back that, because don't release a broken game. So, yeah, I reckon something is fundamentally wrong. I have no idea what that noise is outside, by the way. I hope you can't hear that.
It's all going on off stream. I've got the reason I had to jump off, by the way, was I don't know if I mentioned it on stream yesterday. Danielle ordered me a Starbucks yesterday because I tried to order her one on Monday, or the day before. I don't know what day we're on. Yeah, I tried to order on a Monday. Couldn't get one from Uber Eats, so she ordered one for me yesterday. So I returned the favor and ordered one for her today. But she was on a work call and I was on the scoop, and then the Uber Eats was about to charge me and disappear. So I went run down to get the coffee, which is why I was like, if anyone saw me then, I was off to the side cleaning up all the coffee that I'd spilt from running back with it. So yeah, I'm off stream grabbing Starbucks stuff. Bibby's got stuff going on outside his window. It's just this is what happens when you get a bit of sunshine in Manchester. Everything goes crazy. There you go. Anyway, let's jump back through the chat and see what sort of comments we've got. Apologies if Bibby's jumped over some of this because I obviously was AFK. I don't want to do echo stuff, but it's just the way it is. Okay, proven wrong. It is Battlefield 2042. Jeff Grubb's private Discord message got leaked. Not surprising since we've seen zero gameplay with a month left until release, says Enix. Gary says Call of Duty Vanguard is the next DLC going to be called Bumper Sticker. That's an absolute Gallic Clark in the chat. You love to see it. You did comment on that one though. Either way, defo good news for Halo. Defo good news for that whole release window. I'm swimming in games right now, and will be soon. So kind of happy it might be getting delayed, says Mr. T. Mr. Jim Butters, good morning, sir, says I'd be gutted if it's delayed. Still have Halo, hopefully, but yeah, it's a shame. But this game was my go-to game this year and for a long time to come. I mean, it still could be just next year. Hey guys, says Bonsai. Good morning, dude. Better not be delayed. Have a word, Bonsai. Sort it out, honestly. Jim Butters says still have New World and Halo to keep me busy this year if Battlefield did go to 2022. Yeah, that's the thing though. There's so much, which is where we get onto. Mr. T saying navigating Deathloop, Life is Strange, True Colors, NBA 2K22 right now. Soon, FIFA 22, Far Cry 6, Metroid Dread, Guardians of the Galaxy, Call of Duty Vanguard, Forza Horizon 5, and Halo Infinite. So yeah, kind of happy if this gets delayed, oddly enough. I mean, that's the thing though, but it just moves out of the frying pan and into the fire, which is we had a strong launch to next gen, but we didn't have a lot of next gen, so to speak, because a lot of things were pushed back because of COVID. But all of that stuff needed to land somewhere. So next year is like the next 12 months is just going to be heavy with releases. So it's not even jumping out the frying pan into the fire, because I wouldn't even say it's so much worse next year. It's just kind of jumping into more of the same. The good thing though is it kind of does relieve the pressure of landing in that FPS window. FPSs historically are your Christmas games. They're the games that mum buys for dad, that dad buys for son, and son gets for sister, and whatever. Whoever plays the games kind of thing. Those big FPSs are the games that you get at Christmas. Everyone gets Call of Duty, Battlefield, a Star Wars Battlefront if it's coming out or whatever in that period. The fact that it's moving means it does miss that window, but it also misses the competition of those specific games in that window, which could be useful for it. Next Gen Base says February and March are being renamed to Who Needs Rent Money Anyway? Exactly, that's it. That was like March, April this year, wasn't it? But yeah, it's amazing how we always get like the Christmas splurge pre-Christmas, and then 6 months later you get the spring splurge kind of thing. Mr. C corrected himself, saying Forza Horizon 5. He did say Forza Horizon 6, but I saw that comment as well, so I edited you on the fly. Nice. Link, please, Mr. Start, which I dropped. Enjoy the read, Lake. I missed the start too. It's okay. Campaigns are awesome on both games, says Bonsai. Next gen base with the Titanfall Craigasm in the chat. Do you like Titanfall, Ben? Should have mentioned that. Sounds new to me. I heard Ben hates Titanfall, says Gary. But to be honest, I'm happy they left out a campaign on Battlefield this time. As like baby, I love the multiplayer. I mean, yeah, I mean, I agree. I've forgotten pretty much everything about Battlefield campaigns, if I'm being honest. I still remember quite a bit about Call of Duty campaigns. Not that Battlefield's campaigns were bad, but Battlefield's multiplayer is where it was at. Whereas you had some incredible moments in Call of Duty, or this is for me at least. I had some incredible moments in Call of Duty campaigns, but I had some incredible moments in Battlefield's multiplayer that didn't even the campaigns didn't come close to how good the multiplayer was. So I agree. The campaign loss in a Call of Duty was a bit gutting. The campaign loss this time in Battlefield is not as much of a loss for me, which is not because it's not as good, but it's because the multiplayer is so much better. Jordan, coming back to Battlefield, says the alpha was hit and miss. 100% was nowhere near where an alpha stage should have been. Then we get to the great next gen base, not like this splurge in the chat, and then we get NX saying they pulled the PS4/PS5 test, and the Xbox One should have been pulled. Did they? Do you know what? I missed that. That's news to me. Tell me more. Bonsai agreeing with Bibby again, 100%. I hate it when they rush games out that are not ready. And then Enix says, but to be fair, Battlefield's always release broken and it gets patched later down the line. Maybe that's it, though. Maybe that's it. It usually does come out and then gets a little bit of love down the line to make it up to scratch. Maybe they want to remove that. Is this then getting to that point and then someone either at DICE or EA has gone, look, we're already a year behind because we didn't have a game last year. We're already behind the fact that Call of Duty has 2 years of Warzone under its belt, just about to go into year 3 of Warzone. So we've got a lot of catching up to do. If we release with a game that just needs patching down the line, I mean, it could be a case of the game's phenomenally broken and needs fixing. It could be a case of the game could launch patchy and needs patching. But they may be just going, look, no, we want all or nothing, 100% or nothing. It could be a case of that. The game could potentially be there since that sort of stuff. But yeah,
nothing wrong with that as well.
Exactly. If we wait and we get a patchy game, then that's a bit unfortunate. Then because it's going to do damage to the loyalty of the Battlefield fans that have stood by it. If we wait and we get an exceptional game, then all is forgiven. So hopefully that's what DICE drop. Hopefully. The games wouldn't load, would get stuck in a helicopter under the sea. SpongeBob SquarePants. Sorry, just reading it like that, just absolutely. He's stuck in a helicopter under the sea. Anyway, you can only get into one match on Xbox. Fun times. Yeah, so they pull those versions after people were waiting to test. Yeah, the awkward thing is as well is pulling that sort of stuff when people have been waiting to test. When you give that sort of stuff out, I could be mixing it up. Were people just randomly assigned that, or was that a pre-order bonus? Because if your pre-order bonus is jumping into a beta that then gets pulled, then that's bad form. That's bad form. So pushing it back obviously gives them the opportunity to honor those if that is a pre-order bonus anyway. Good morning, Mr. Shogun Ash Live. I got a notification from your Discord this morning saying that something exciting is happening. Do tell the chat. Announce it to the room.
Yep.
Let us know. So we can respond to that comment.
This is exclusive.
Yeah. I mean, obviously not give us all the details exclusive, but give us the exclusive in our chat of what we could say leading up to your exclusive on stream, if you know what we mean. So yeah, do tell. PC was the only one working, and even then there was minimal functions inside the game. Ugh. Okay. I don't want it to be delayed, but I absolutely want it to be delayed. I don't want it to be delayed because I want it now, but I want it to be delayed because I want it to be everything that I want from a Battlefield game. So DICE, take your time, give us everything that we need, and we'll call it quits. It's fine. We don't mind. Take your time. We're in a period of delays. It's fine. Just give us a good game. That's all we need. Okay, let's put a pin in Battlefield conversations. As mentioned, the caveats, we don't know. This hasn't been confirmed. Right now, as far as we're aware, officially, Battlefield comes out in 1 month and 1 week. October 22nd. That's according to the 1 month and 1 week in terms of the dates on the calendar. I don't actually know. It might be an extra day or two or whatever. Anyway, 1 month, 1 week, October 22nd, the game comes out. We will all be playing Battlefield right now. That could change. This is all early news. Numerous sources have all collaborated to say that they expect it to be delayed. So if you hear it, do feel free to tweet out on social media and say, yep, already knew. Ice Cream Uploads covered that on The Scoop this morning. Give the plugs. Let the people know. You heard it here first after we heard it on The Gamer. But you know what I mean. It's fine. Yeah. Okay, jumping into the next article. Sticking with FPS, though. We'll jump from Battlefield and into the other side of the coin. But before actually I bring this on screen, Shaw says, I have a pretty cool sponsor stream happening on Thursday evening. So if you're not doing it on Thursday evening, check it out. And on top of that, I've got something to give back to the community too. It'll be something hopefully everyone can enjoy. Ooh, that's nice. But you know what? It's not nice enough. I'm not going to be there. Don't care. I'm not watching it. Not watching it. Not.
I hope it's a new CPU for me.
Watching it. Yeah, I hope it's a new CPU for you as well. Baby grinds too hard. No, just because. Yeah. No, I actually won't be there. I'm going to be at the MCV Developer Awards at that point in time, so I will check it out afterwards. But if you're not doing anything Thursday evening, check out Mr. Shogun Ash live on stream. Check it out. I want to know what it is. Lake says, I want it to be released, but I don't want it to be released. Definition of a gamer. Exactly. It's the selfish part of me wants it to be released, and that's the entitled gamer bit, which if you curtail that, that's fine. Everyone's allowed to be a little bit of an entitled gamer, but some people don't realize that you don't have to just be an entitled gamer, full stop. I want it now, but I'm happy for it to be better, so I don't need it now. But I want it now. So, yeah, that's where we are. Anyway, okay, jumping into the next bit of news. Call of Duty 2022 will reportedly be a Modern Warfare sequel. About the drug war. Sorry, there's a little bit of feedback on the mic there. I don't know where that came from. Anyway, a follow-up to 2019's Modern Warfare reboot. So Activision Blizzard is currently facing serious ongoing allegations of harassment and mistreatment of marginalized workers. To learn more, please visit our timeline as well as our in-depth report on the subject. Do you know what? Didn't expect that. I was thinking that's an interesting way to start off the article. But GG's to IGN. I wonder if they put that on all of their articles at the moment for exposure, because obviously there's going to be a lot of people looking for news on Call of Duty and stuff like that, which means the Activision Blizzard DFEH lawsuit could easily get dropped. But the fact that they've put that as a precursor to the article, that's kind of like subtext. Love that sort of providing context. So GG's. A lot of people will just ignore it and go for the clicks. Putting that there is adding some sort of like social responsibility to their news articles. So GG's. Nice. Next year's Call of Duty game will be a sequel to 2019's Call of Duty Modern Warfare, according to new reports. Industry insider Tom Henderson tweeted that Call of Duty 2022, codenamed Project Cortez, you have to say it like that, by the way, is expected to be a sequel to 2019's Modern Warfare reboot. Juan Cortez. What was his name? I'm trying to remember the dude from Grand Theft Auto now. Anyway, that was not his name. Fernando Martinez, that's his name. Yes, there we go. Got there eventually. VGC also asked, do you know, I've done you dirty. I'll read all that again because I've just balled you up there. Industry insider Tom Henderson tweeted that Call of Duty 2022, codenamed Project Cortez, is expected to be a sequel to 2019's Modern Warfare reboot. VGC also reports that Modern Warfare 2 is on the way next year and that it will include a campaign featuring US Special Forces fighting Colombian drug cartels. Project Cortez was part of this week's GeForce Now data mine, which we covered yesterday, with Infinity Ward slated to be the developer. In IGN's Modern Warfare 2019 review, we called the game great, and that's nice. Okay, so not too much news to go on, but it starts, and it starts very, very early. Okay, that came on screen and went off screen. Nice. So we don't even have Call of Duty Vanguard yet, but we're already getting details on Project Cortez. Bib, would you like to get involved in some Colombian drug cartel warfare? What we're saying?
Yeah, I mean, like I love the World War stuff. I mean, the tale has been told so many times now. It's difficult to try and give a new spin on something so old. So the Modern Warfare stuff, they can literally go in whatever direction they want with it. Technically, make it up. So yeah, I mean, something like this is definitely a change of pace. But yeah, we've said it so many times recently. Like the video game writing is getting better and better. So I imagine they will be able to make something hella good out of this. We need to get this game out of the way first. You know what I mean? Like, we've already got reports on what's going to be happening next year, which is understandable because it'll be a different studio looking after it at this point. But it's let's get this one out of the way first before we can start to look forwards as to what's coming next year, because it just feels a little bit odd looking forward to the next game rather than the one that's not even out yet.
It's always the way, though. There's always the I want the exclusive and I want the new. I want the better, and that's just kind of like a side effect of the games industry. It's a what's the word I'm looking for? A symptom of the game industry. That's what it is. Yeah, we're already looking for this now, but content creators / leakers / whatever are already looking. Okay, they know that. I now need to be looking at the next thing. It's like we've not even touched Vanguard for the majority of people. Obviously, there was a multiplayer beta on the weekend for those that had access to it from pre-ordering the game and so on like that. Or was it the open beta this weekend?
I'm not sure.
Either way, people have played it. But not everyone. The majority of people haven't played Call of Duty Vanguard, and yet here we are talking about the next one. Although I will add the caveat that it's not until next year, and we haven't even had this one and so on. But Call of Duty Modern Warfare does have my attention much more than Vanguard, because I am just that player. That is my kind of thing. I can hear a voice. Is that on your end, or am I just like...
It's not a voice. It's not a voice.
Oh, I can hear it. I can hear it. At first it sounded like... And then it went... I was like, okay, well, if that is a voice, then that guy's malfunctioned. Narg.
I want to close the window, but it's actually really nice in Manchester today, and there's a lovely through draft coming through that window, so I am not closing it.
Don't do it. Those listening...
I'll mute.
Those listening to the podcast, no, don't do it. Those listening to the podcast, you can just feel like you just sat in Manchester whilst your neighbour down the street's getting his grass cut. It's fine. We're sat in a garden, having a nice cold coffee, having a brew and having a chat about video games. That's what it is.
So this is your new Headspace app. Is that what we're saying?
That's what it is. Yeah. Do you know what? If we keep going, keep going down this line. Today, Headspace. Tomorrow, ICU. ASMR. I can't remember what is that the word. I complete mental blocked. I was like, ASMR, I was like MRSA. No, that's a mega bug in hospitals, not MRSA. ASMR. There we go. So
that's the one. Hey, who knows? We may end up making some lo-fi beats at some point. You know, everything is potentially up for grabs. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely, goddamn right.
Is it a rag and bone, man? We actually had one of them this morning.
Any old iron.
Not joking.
Any old iron. Excuse me. Do you know that fridge? Do you want it? Do you need it? No, I absolutely really need a rusty fridge that's at the end of my garden, mate. Yeah. Go on. Fine. Take it. Ironically, MRSA will have you in the ICU. Touche. Actually, in my family case, MRSA was contracted in the ICU. So there you go. ICU gives you the MRSA as well as the ASMR. Hi, welcome to twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads. My name is Graham Day, and today we're gonna rub a pen down the ring binder of a pad. Why? Because these are the only things I have in front of me. So here we go. Yeah, pen and a ring binder.
Oh, pitching a tent.
Oh yeah. And tune in tomorrow when we go out into the garden and actually pitch a tent. To get you pitching. Anyway, fuck that. That's enough of that. Call of Duty 2022. Back in the room will reportedly be a Modern Warfare sequel. Interesting. I'm sold. I say I'm sold. I didn't play the last Call of Duty Modern Warfare or Cold War or Vanguard. So Warzone, yes. The others, yeah. I don't know. Maybe Call of Duty has finally hit where it was with me, where I am with racing games now. I've done it. I've been it. I've played it. I've seen it. Give me something new. So I'll play PUBG until it's dead, and then I'll be like, nope, give me something new there too. Show says I feel violated. You will. You sounded more like a snooker commentator than ASMR or golf. So we have Michael Meehan stepping up to the green, and there's a yeah, you get the idea.
I've never understood the golf one though, because they're not
anywhere near them.
Yeah. I wanted to say court or pitch or hole side or something like that, but none of those course side is probably the most applicable one, but they're nowhere near. They're in an office somewhere, like watching a live TV feed.
You can understand if it was Wimbledon, because you've got like Andrew Castle and whoever sat about 4 meters behind Emma Raducanu on centre court kind of thing. And then when you see the green walls and there's that little kind of like glass slit, you can, if you look closely at the right times, you can see the presenters from BBC and whoever sat in there. So if he goes 180 equivalent of tennis terms, juice, then fair enough. You that'd be a little bit off-putting. But like, yeah, golf is down is in the ICU studio. What are you doing? You're in Blackpool, mate. You're nowhere near the US Open. But anyway, that's enough of that. That's enough Call of Duty. Let's jump ahead to more gun games. This time, something that I am going to be playing this year. Call of Duty Vanguard, I might play this year. But Back 4 Blood, I definitely will be. And we have some more details. Vlad MAZANKO at The Gamer has them, actually. It says, Back 4 Blood reveals campaign details in the latest trailer. With less than a month until launch, Turtle Rock is offering a closer look at Back 4 Blood. Scroll down. It's less than 30 days until Back 4 Blood launches, and the team at Turtle Rock offered a glimpse at the title's story campaign and its narrative elements. Story mode isn't as straightforward in Back 4 Blood as it is in other games, yet the team showed off it's got a few surprises for you. And even traditional cutscenes to keep the action and story moving forward. You'll also get to play the story campaign's increasingly challenging missions in 4-player co-op or go at it solo. Another notable thing from the brand new trailer is an unknown giant infected biomass the size of a building, Resident Evil, which is presumably some kind of final boss. If you weren't impressed with the title's plus-size special ridden known as the Ogre, the full game might get you some more enemy variations for every taste. You kind of feel there's got to be more. They're not going to show the big one, right? Finally, there's... Let me hit play on this while I'm reading it. Finally, there's Survivor leader Mom, who is brought to life by iconic horror star Barbara Crampton, known for Your Next, Reanimator, Body Double, The Lords of Salem, and many more. Back 4 Blood will be the actress's first time ever voicing a character in a video game. As earlier reported, Back 4 Blood has officially gone gold 2 months prior to its launch date on October 12th. So this means there's no more delays for the co-op zombie shooter, unlike some of its competitors, such as Dying Light 2, which just recently got postponed to February next year, and Battlefield, obviously. And after its impressive bit that hosted 5.6 million players across all platforms, you know what? We can pause there. We know we have a trailer. We know we have some details on the campaign. What we don't know is what Bibby thinks. What are your thoughts, Bib?
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely one of my eagerly anticipated games of the year. I think after playing that beta, where for 2 weeks, we actually started streaming on weekends just to be able to play this game. So that just shows you how much we actually think of this game when it comes out. The beta was mega. I'm glad that we're going to be getting, obviously, the more content within the game as well, because there was only really that one mission that you could play through, and you could either play it through easy or normal. Normal, hard, or harder. I don't quite know what the terminology was for those, but like we ended up running through it, didn't we? And then on the second time round, and we got to the final level, and the game was broken.
It was just like, no enemies. Oh, we win.
So that was a slight letdown after all of the hard graft that you end up doing to get there. But I mean, it was an easy dub. I cannot wait for this game. I think this is probably going to be the most fun game that you're probably going to play this year. It's definitely a pick up and play one. It's definitely one that you'll want to play with your friends as well, which is obviously what we did. We had Jordan come in, we had Ads, we had Show. I'm sure there was somebody else.
Calves. We had any
Show's calves.
You said Jordan, didn't you?
Yeah. Oh, Spike, that was it. We had Spike in there as well. Yeah. So it's getting the ICU community in for games like this is exactly what we wanted to try and bring to you guys, and this is 100% one of the games I can't wait for. This isn't a spawn, this isn't an ad or anything like that. This is literally us telling you what games we like to play and the type of games that we think our community wants to play with us. I think if that was a tester game, it did very, very well for us, and I'm super looking forward to when this comes out. I cannot wait.
I am absolutely not going to try and find that clip of Show. I'm absolutely not copying and pasting that into the chat. That was incredible. That was incredible. Do you know what? I know this is the podcast, and I know you guys are not all viewers. Some of you are audio listeners, so you'll just have to benefit from the audio of this. Everyone else will watch this one full screen once again because it just warrants it. So yeah, let's go. This is Back for Blood playthrough. Myself, Bibby, Ads, and the Man Show. For context, Bibby's streaming it. I'm on the ship, so we had to drop C4 on the ship. Me and Shaw dropped back to do it. Ads is off the ship on the safe point. Bibby is holding fire, holding the exit of the ship. Me and Shaw are running back after dropping the C4. There's a countdown, which you can see at the top of the screen, 27 seconds left. Let's go.
30 seconds? Fucking hell, how are we supposed to do this? Oh, fuck.
So Bibby's clearing paths from us.
Big one. Fuck it, one more.
You can see I'm to Bibby's left.
Go. Need more ammo here. I'm covering.
With all the stamina in the world, there I go.
You got it. I've got you back.
And here comes Show, absolutely knackered.
I'm not at the speed.
You got it.
7, 6, 5, 4.
Holy shit. That was fucking bomb. That was being bomb.
Yeah, I was on my last legs. I legged it down the ramp, turned around, thought we did
Somebody
it. I looked up the bridge, Shaw's lungs flapping out of his mouth, just slapping him on the neck.
I've just seen both his calves explode.
What a clip, what a clip.
It'll never not be funny, that.
No,
But
absolutely.
again, it's the little jump at the end, just to see if it, the bit like kind of action explosions where they end up flying forward. I think that's what he was trying to go for.
It wasn't even that. It was the it's the gamer thing of I'm running. I have no stamina. How can I speed it up? Jump, even though that's going to keep going at the same pace. But you're trying to will the pace into existence. Go forward, go forward. So yeah. Anyway, Back for Blood, an exceptional game. Exceptional game. We will be playing more of that when it does drop. But we have details on the campaign. Do you know what? Honestly. I didn't really see any of it. Oh, no, that's not been updated. God damn it. I didn't really see any of it. I didn't really take it in that sense. I watched the trailer, but I looked at it rather than taking it in. And by that, what I mean is the game already has me sold. The game has me sold. So the details on the campaign... Oh, my WhatsApp's alive. The details on the campaign, I don't really need. All I needed to know was that it looks incredible. And what it did was it had a game that plays really, really well, that has superb levels of fun. And what that trailer did was show cinematic graphics, the stuff to push the storyline, because you didn't really get much of that. You basically went through about 8, 9, 10 different chapters, and it was basically you start off in your safe area, you leave after gearing yourself up, and then you go through an intense attack on your sensors back into a safe area, and then you repeat and you repeat. What this game shows is that they have big badass monsters in that as well, the ogre as they call it, plus storytelling from actors and actresses that can help push the story forward. It's just even more yes please to me. It was already a cop. Yeah. Now it's I'm still gonna cop. So yeah, nice. GG's Turtle Rock. I'm still playing this game. You've continued to keep me interested. Thank you. Nice. Let me jump back up. Barrow, good morning, Barrow. How's things? She says, what are you thinking of Insurgency Sandstorm as it's coming to console end of the month? Do you know what? Nothing, because I did not know that one. That is something I'm going to look into. I've heard a lot on Insurgency Sandstorm, but I haven't actually looked into it. I didn't realize it was coming to console, so thank you for the update.
It's like I will. Tactical FPS, isn't it?
Yeah. I think maybe I've seen someone play it. Maybe it was Shroud. Maybe it wasn't Shroud. A while back, but I have seen some content on Twitch. Or am I mixing that up? Maybe it wasn't that. Maybe it wasn't that one. Mm-hmm. Anyway, I will look into it. I'm going to look into it. Thank you very much for the plug, though. I will check it out. Jordan had a comment saying, I didn't play with you guys. I just tuned... oh, you just tuned in. That's what it was, yeah. I didn't even play with Jordan. I said we did, but we didn't. I watched Jordan playing. That's what it was. Yeah. Honestly, it's just always here. It just feels like he's part of the crew. He used to be, but then he died, unfortunately, from an ice cream sense. But yeah. Ooh. That countdown was unnecessary anxiety. I mean, that's the worst thing, though, is because you were safe, but because you got off the boat and you were on the ramp, but you didn't know, did I have to be off the ramp or not? So you're still like, I must go. So yeah, exceptional content. I always sneak in, hey, how you doing? I thought it was Darude who made Sandstorm. Well, there you go. Nope, it's Insurgency. So yeah, how foolish are you all that time? That was Darude Sandstorm, by the way. Ish. Such a good streamer. It feels like we're taking part. There you go. That's what it is, Enix. Keep up the hype. If you haven't tuned into Enix, then feel free to check him out. He'll be playing some Back 4 Blood on his own, but with us somehow. I don't know. It just works. Anyway, keeping on with the news. This was in conversations for being lead article of the day, but then got dropped because we had headlining sort of content from the likes of Battlefield being delayed. But this from Scullion at VGC is that Switch's latest system update finally adds Bluetooth audio support. So if you has a Switch, not have, but has, then this could be for you. Version 13.0.0 also adds the option to update the OLED docks firmware. So the latest system update for the Nintendo Switch version 13 adds support for Bluetooth audio devices. Until now, Switch hasn't offered native support for Bluetooth headsets, meaning players who wanted to use a wireless headset needed to use a third-party adapter. With the launch of the new update, players can now directly connect Bluetooth headphones, earbuds, speakers, and other audio devices to get wireless audio output from the console. Because the Switch only has a limited number of Bluetooth connections, players can only connect 2 wireless controllers while using Bluetooth audio. The Joy-Cons count as 2 separate controllers. Players will also not be able to use Bluetooth audio while the Switch has local wireless communication active for local multiplayer games. Version 13.0 also adds the new Update Dock option, which will let players update the firmware on the newer Switch docks, which have a LAN port, such as the one included with the upcoming Switch OLED. Players who decide to use the LAN port for a wired connection will also have the option to maintain a wired connection while the console is in sleep mode, so software and DLC can continue to download. The full list of changes in the new system update do you know what? I'll leave them on the screen. Bib.
Yeah,
you are more of a Switch man than me. We both have Switches, but you use yours a lot more than I use mine. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, this low key pissed me off, if I'm being honest. Like I said before, the reason I thought this was a much bigger news is the fact that this has been hiding in the console for 4 years now, and overnight they've been able to patch it so that you can use Bluetooth for a wireless headset rather than paying for, I don't know, 25 pounds for the Bluetooth adapter that goes into the charging port at the bottom of it. And now you're able to use your Bluetooth headset, your AirPods, your headset, whatever the fuck that you want to use with this has been done overnight. We didn't think this was possible. We thought it was a hardware issue. And it turns out that they could just flick a switch overnight, and therefore you now have Bluetooth earphone support. That is bonkers. Why wasn't this done sooner? I get the point that you can only have a limited amount of Bluetooth connectivity to it, and it may end up hindering your experience if you wanted to play a multiplayer game. But who's playing a multiplayer game where one person wears the earphones? That doesn't make sense. So that's a non-issue for me. If you are playing this and you got it in handheld mode, and you've got your headset on or your earphones or your AirPods or whatever, and you want to be in there, that's absolutely fine. You don't have to sacrifice your earphone support for your charging cable anymore because the third-party adapter, you don't need it. This was already built into the console 4 years ago, and 4 years later, lo and behold, before the new OLED comes out, you've now got this being put into there. That's what pissed me off the most, because people didn't think this was possible. The amount of teardowns people have done for this console, no one's been able to work it out. It's because it's a firmware issue. That's why. This is fucking crazy.
It's like it's like going to a restaurant that you've been to a few times before, and you get there and you open up your pocket and you bring in the knife and fork that you've had to bring in from home just so you can like fully use the meal to enjoyable levels. And then like after 3 or 4 years of you going to this restaurant, the restaurant going, oh shit, you bring your own knives and forks? Oh, well, just use these instead. And it's like, I mean, probably a flawed analogy, but what the fuck? It's basics.
Honestly, it is bonkers. Like, it's not as if it's a year later and they've been able to do it. 4 years. 4 years this has been sat dormant inside the console, and they've just been able to flick a switch and it's happened. It's crazy. But Nintendo are going to Nintendo, aren't they? They don't do things normally. They'll wait 4 years to release something that you think would be already in there day one. But yeah,
I wonder what the
mental.
conversation, because some of these things are either hamstrung because of technical limitations, so maybe they've found new ways of dealing with firmware, which has only just unlocked the ability for this for them, so to speak. Or I wonder if this is something that someone's gone, "Do you know, it's just a bit frustrating that we can't use the Bluetooth headsets without the adapter," and then some devs just gone, "You do realize we can. We just do that," and what? It's like, I thought that was just a reason, and they're going, "I thought that was a technical limitation. I thought you wanted it to be like that." Okay, well, let's just roll that one out. Either way, whatever reason,
if Nintendo did a first party for it. You know, the adapter.
I mean,
oh no, it looks like everything
it mentioned
was third
like
party.
it mentioned with I don't know if it mentioned third party, but it did say without having to use an adapter. Yeah, there we go. Anyone that wanted to use a wireless headset needed to use a third-party adapter. So you'd have to... I'm assuming that's a 3.5mm audio jack with a Bluetooth receiver on it to communicate with a headset. So you plug that in. Yeah.
Well, to be fair, I can actually plug my wired earphones that have the USB-C port into the bottom, and I don't need to put anything else into the top, and it comes through like that. Whether or not you have more expensive ones that are able to do that without having the receiver into the earphone jack, I don't know. But I honestly thought for a second, I wonder if Nintendo have first-party Bluetooth adapters, and that's the way that they've been making money. The sales have gone down. They go, actually, flip the switch now. We'll just let everybody else use their own shit.
Everyone had nice. USB-C dongles. Good morning, Robo Daniel. Long time no see. How's Thunder Tier 1 and all the rest of the things? Has anyone mentioned Xbox Game Pass? Because Robert Daniels appeared. That's usually what gets him to just appear in the chat. Is like the alternative Tito. We mentioned Xbox Game Pass and then good morning, dude. Our afternoon actually, or late afternoon for you two, mid afternoon, whatever. You get the idea. Anyway, he says this news makes me happy. It is nice to see. It's nice to see. I mean, obviously we'll stick the boot in because why was this not there all along? But that's what we're supposed to do. But it's good to see. Either way, it's evolution, iteration, and it could be as simple as we praised Sony for cutting down the loading times of The Last of Us, of Grand Theft Autos, and things like that when they released the PS5. And we don't know why that happened. We've had 7 years of that console. The PS5 comes out. It's like, oh yeah, these games that you've played for 7 years can actually load faster. There you go, ta-da! And it's like, what? Okay, what? But that could have been they've got new learnings as a result of the PS5 process that's made them think, actually, we can apply that to the PS4. And it could be that. Maybe in doing the OLED stuff, maybe in working on the firmware for the OLED stuff, they found workarounds that makes it just not overload the system, whatever it is. So it could be just a case of this seems basic, but it's just something that's just not been possible until now. If that is the case, whatever the reason it is.
We're cutting them a lot of slack in that department then, aren't we? Because this is Nintendo we're talking about. Like you said, it will just be literally someone going, did you ever flick that switch, mate? Because people are on Reddit and saying that they're having to choose between Joy-Cons and third-party accessories and go, oh shit, no, I forgot. 4 years later, and they've managed to do it. Like Asim said there, it's nice to see Nintendo can catch up with what was par for the course 2 generations ago. I'm sure they had Bluetooth support in the PS Vita, for fuck's sake.
Baby, shut up! I'm trying to give a balanced discussion here. I'm trying to fight both sides of the fence.
They don't need it. They do not need it. There's no splinters on this one.
Yeah, it should have been there. It should have been there. Literally, I mean, you were playing with wireless headsets and stuff. Fucking PSP sort of days, pretty much kind of thing. Maybe not quite that far back, but yeah.
It had Bluetooth support though.
Yeah, true. I mean, I didn't have any Bluetooth headset because back then that would have been too expensive for little old Graham. I was a student, goddammit. But where do we go? We all know they're on their own timeline, so sure. That's true. 20 years ago in terms of tech. Touche. Robert Daniel says, busy. I bet. Enix says, huge delay on the audio from Bluetooth audio on Switch. Like, mega delay at the moment. Gonna try another set of headphones. Okay, do try it and let us know. So it's nice that it's there, but it's not nice if it's not usable. So, yeah, GG's Nintendo-ish. big old ish, an ICU-ish on that one. It might be a low bandwidth Bluetooth chipset, so that's why you can't use it in certain configs, because some standards of Bluetooth chipsets can handle a lot more, such as the Xbox systems with controllers and audio. I wonder if it's a case of it was a low bandwidth one. They've managed to get a usable element, so you can use like restrictions on it, so two Joy-Cons and one Bluetooth headset, and not beyond that. And I wonder if they've only just unlocked that because they've got better bandwidth chips in the OLED version, maybe. Yeah. Maybe they're building towards Edge's Switch Pro March 2022 confirmed. I don't know. You never know. You never know.
Imagine though they brought out the Switch Pro. I mean, this is all leading up to the OLED stuff. But imagine they brought out the Switch Pro and go, and we now include the Bluetooth capabilities, and then go at the same time we're going to release that for the older consoles as well. The shit show would have continued. It's bonkers that it's lasted this long.
Here we go. Money talk. Here comes the
money. Jade Farrar with another £10 donut. That's 2 days in a row.
Hey,
do you know what? That's amazing.
You don't need to do that.
You don't need to. We appreciate it, but you don't need to. Do you know what? I can't even give you a sub because I've already done that to you yesterday. But do you know what? Thank you very much, dude. Yeah. Appreciate you. Do you know what? Everyone else now, it's the rules. I don't know if you know. You saw the rules on the way in, on the door, on the way into the stream. That when Jade donates his second. No, I'm joking. Thank you very much, dude. Appreciate it. Thank you. I've blown my train of thought. What was I saying? I don't know. I can't remember. Do you know what? We'll put a pin in the Switch one now. But, I was going to say something to wrap it up. I full on had a transition from one to the other. But do you know what? Let's just switch.
You had the perfect Jerry Springer final thought.
Yeah, like from one article to the and now. But yeah, we will just switch into the next article. Nice. That's not what I had, but that's what we're going with. Tom Phillips at Eurogamer has this article: Windows 10 Xbox app gets Game Pass cloud streaming today and remote play from Xbox Series X and S. So Microsoft will today update the Windows 10 Xbox app to let you stream Xbox Game Pass games from the cloud and remotely play games from your Xbox Series X and S console. Xbox Game Pass Ultimate subscribers have been able to stream Game Pass games from the cloud for a while, of course. Today simply adds the ability to do so from the app rather than a browser. Handily, you'll also see information in the app on your controller and network, plus social features and game bar integration. I've just had a quick check and don't seem to have these features yet, but they are due to roll out over the rest of the day. That's from Tom Phillips in the article, not me. Remote play from your console, meanwhile, is also being added. It's a first for Xbox Series X and S owners who want to play elsewhere from a PC. Microsoft says it's upgraded the experience from previous iterations of remote play with support for streaming up to 1080p, 60 FPS, and the ability to play, air quotes, select Xbox 360 and OG Xbox back compact games. Bib, as a man that has the Xbox app and Game Pass Ultimate for PC and has the ability to play games through the browser already, have you dabbled with this at all?
I have tried this out this morning. As soon as I was pulling the news together and I read this article, I thought, do you know what? I'll see if it's there for me now. And lo and behold, it was. So I give it a whirl, tried 2 games out. Dark Alliance, the first one with Dungeons and Dragons, tried that. And I got the Wi-Fi disconnect or whatever icon it is on the top. I am running an Ethernet cabled PC into my power lines. I am getting 50 up and 10 down, which is fantastic during the day in where I live because we don't have the Virgin lines down. The max I can get apparently is 79 meg. So 50 wired into my power lines. I don't have trouble streaming or anything like that. So yeah, I tried that. The button delay is non-existent. I've got to say it's flawless in terms of the way that you can control your character. The biggest problem I've got is the fact that it looks like I'm playing through a CRT TV with the flickering. You know, like if you was to put your phone up to an old CRT TV and you'd get like the black and white filterings that go down over the top of it, like a tapering or whatever.
Yeah. That's the refresh rates or something, I believe. That's like you seeing the differences. Like if you get your refresh rates and the TV's refresh rates aligned, you don't see that. It's only when it's off that you see the refresh lines going down. Kind of thing. Scan lines. So
it's kind of pixelate, look like a smashed lasagna for a millisecond, and then come back on perfectly. You'd be able to play for 5 minutes, and then it'd flicker. But the controls were, like scan lines. That's the words I'm looking for, Dave. Scan lines. So it's perfect. Like in terms of the way that you can, I thought, do you know what? I'm going to try something else because Dark Alliance is what it is. I thought I'll try Forza Horizon 4. Brilliant game. Really fast paced. The button combinations and you braking and accelerating is key for it to be not have a delay. Tried that. It was so good. Like the way that there's just nothing. It's flawless apart from again the scan lines. Now this is probably more to do with my internet connection, which if I've got 50 meg, I easily should be able to play that game. Like I can stream at 1080p, no problems, whilst downloading 2 games. There's absolutely no problems with that whatsoever. But for some reason, I cannot get Game Pass to be able to work properly, either on a mobile phone with a 4G connection. It may just be in this house. Like if I was to go out somewhere, a city centre maybe, it might be a little bit better. It might work flawlessly, but I don't know what it is. In this house, I cannot get Game Pass games on xCloud to work properly. It just scanline heaven, delays and crashes while using mobile app, but on PC, there was no button delay or anything. It was just scan lines.
I heard that's because Game Pass is just possibly the worst deal in gaming. It's just all sorts of bells and whistles, smoke and mirrors, but then there's no real substance to it. That's what I've been told. That's what I've been told by just everyone that knows. That's all. I'm joking. I'm joking. Best deal in gaming. Just saying, says Robert Daniel. Anyway, sorry, I interrupted you to chat shit. So continue.
Yeah, I mean, for the time being, it will be just still downloading the Game Pass games. Everything else, I said, everything else on it works flawlessly. It's literally just like the scan lines and the refresh rate. It just doesn't seem to work properly. I don't know what the minimum connection is for it to be able to work perfectly. You would think that having a constant 50 down connection would be sufficient. Apparently not. So I have no idea.
I would have thought 50 down. I mean, obviously, it's not hundreds of meg connections, but usually 10 is enough for a solid sort of connection. 30 is good enough for most things. 50 is good and then some. But then obviously, if you've got hundreds, then you've got extra to play with, kind of thing. So I would have thought that would have been enough, but maybe not. There's probably all sorts of other network infrastructure technical things that you have to consider that I'm not aware of at all to consider there. But yeah, I mean, my internet can't stay on for the scoop usually. I say that for the last couple of weeks. It's been
sound.
I was going to say I almost said the full
Touch
sentence.
all of the wood in your room.
Easy, Tiger. It's not that sort of stream.
Well, later on. I see you after dark.
So that PUBG stream is going to get nice and interesting. Yeah, I mean, Lotus does use the word moist, but that's not what I had in mind. So yeah. I mean, I'm not convinced by mine. David says power line adapters could be the issue because of the voltage increase at peak times. Potentially. I do find that power line adapters do get blamed for a lot of stuff, though. A lot of people will blame power lines for...
It's weird that, though, because I can download anything anytime and it's perfectly fine. Surely for streaming, it should be the less bandwidth for anything. I mean, gaming maybe a little bit more, but if I'm able to download a game at peak time, and even now, if I try to do it, it's absolutely fine. Like 50 meg should be more than capable of downloading. If I plug it directly into the router, I'm probably only losing 10 to 15 meg. So I don't think that will be the case in this instance. Because even if you use the Wi-Fi on my 4G out and about, I still get the same experience. But it's only in beta at the moment, isn't it? So yeah, I'm not too fussed.
I mean, it could get better as we go. It could get better as we go. Speaking about going, it's the end of the show. Thank you, everyone that's been around for the entire stream. We appreciate you. Let me give you a recap of the news if you did join in late. Well, the first and the headline story of the day is, yes, I have had a haircut. Okay, no. The headline story of the day is that Battlefield 2042 could potentially be getting a delay. The game is due out in just over a month, but it might not actually be coming out until 2022, not 2042. That's the name, not the game. So 2042 in 2022, potentially. That was breaking news as we went live this morning. Nothing confirmed. We will keep you posted with that. I'm not going to be around for tomorrow. Bibby will be, though, for tomorrow's scoop. So if there's any updates, he'll no doubt have it for you then. Elsewhere, Call of Duty 2022, we have details about the next game after Vanguard, potentially a Modern Warfare sequel about the drug war. Back 4 Blood campaign details released in the latest trailer. Spoiler, still looks shit hot. Nintendo Switch, a million years later, finally has Bluetooth support, so you can listen to your games that you play with a Bluetooth headset rather than wired. Finally. And the story we just finished on. The Windows 10 Xbox app gets Game Pass streaming today. You've been able to stream on PC and browser, but you can do it from the app on PC today, including remote play stuff too. Lovely, lovely, lovely. That's it, though. That's it. As mentioned, I'm not going to be around for the scoop or most content for the rest of the week, apart from I will be jumping on PUBG shortly. West, I believe, is streaming with Hamish right now. West will be jumping in some games. Lotus will also be jumping in some games. Bib, are you jumping in some games?
No, it sounds like you got a full party, mate. So I'm going to go out and I'm going to enjoy the weather. I think.
Nice.
I think that might be my plan for today.
Nice. Well, I will be in games with Westo, Lotus, potentially Pidge as well. I did mention it's Pidge the other day. Maybe even Beans. Who knows? Who knows? We've got a bunch of people jumping for some.
What about Jack and his mic? Over here.
Bless him. Do you know, fair play to him for putting through that. It's bad enough just having a headset and in-ears on at the same time, let alone when you've got people taking the piss out of you constantly for it as well. GG's, Jack. So yeah, we'll be playing PUBG. If you want to join in for some PUBG games, do stick around. I'll be live sometime in the next half hour to an hour-ish, and then sticking around for the afternoon. So feel free to join us for some games of PUBG. Before any of that happens, though, Mr. Bib, is there anything else that you'd like to add?
Again, thank you very much to each and every one of you that have joined us for the show today. The donations, the follows, the subscriptions, we very much appreciate every single one of you that have done that so far for us today. But there is still 2 shows left. So if you want to help shape those shows, there is 2 ways that you can do that. First of all, find us on social media. It's at Screen Uploads across all major social media platforms, or get involved with our Discord. If you are watching this on any of our on-demand services, then if you go into the description below, all the links that you require will be listed there for you. All we need from you is a URL plus your thoughts and impressions. Just for the sake of this, we will then give you our thoughts and impressions on the very next show, which will be at what time tomorrow, Mr. Graham Day?
Well, that will be at 10 a.m.
Ish. Maybe.
Well, Bibby will be there at 10 a.m. I will be on a train to London. So, I mean, I'll try to watch, but I'm probably going to get like 5 seconds full on Bibby, like Gurn face as the screen freezes. Or that's just Bibby for the intro of the show. Maybe, I don't know. Who knows? And then, I'll catch up like 20 minutes later on as we're on story 3 or something like that. But that's just the way it goes. But yeah, appreciate you all being in the stream today. Do feel free to come back in half an hour or so for PUBG. If you haven't dropped a follow already, do follow now. That way you get notified when we do go live with that stream. If not, see the notification and we'll see you in the stream. Have a lovely day. And remember to stay frosty. Yeah.
Hey, Frosty.